Good afternoon, or good morning, or good evening, depending on where you are logging in and joining us. Hey everyone, my name is Hailey Patry, and I am so excited to be here with you today at Happy Love, the secrets of happy couples and how to become one. I am thrilled to be doing this event hosted by the fabulous Miss Gracie Jones from Opulent Events by Gracie. She's going to be on stage with me as my eyes and ears because I have so much valuable content to share with you today. And once those slides open, I'm going to have her looking out for me on the stage. She will be checking your questions and making sure that you have a fantastic experience today. Today is all about love. This is for you. This is not a sales event. This is a pure gift of teaching on how to have an incredible relationship because you deserve one. And on this week of Valentine's Day, whatever predicament you find yourself in your relationship, whether you're newly together and happy, whether you're engaged, married, celebrating your 40th wedding anniversary, or not sure whether you can make it one more day together as a couple, you are in the right place, and we are so thrilled that you are here. So, welcome to all our amazing guests today. This platform, Hopin, is new to me and it might be new to you. I'm used to delivering my virtual events on other platforms, and I'm really excited because Hopin has such a sophisticated experience. I'm going to share with you some of what we can expect today, and I'm going to wait for my amazing co host Gracie to come on the stage and we will get started. Here she comes, folks. The fabulous, the one, the only Miss Gracie Jones from Opulent Events. Hi, Gracie.
Hello, Hallie. Thank you for having us help you and host this event for you.
You are doing such an amazing thing. It's my pleasure to come and be the facilitator today, but I want our entire audience to know about you and what you are doing for us and for them and the wedding community today. Opulent Events has decided from the generosity of Gracie's heart to put on these absolutely free events during the year of this pandemic. It is through her incredible generosity that I am getting to bring my expertise to my community and to hers and to you today. So thank you, Gracie, for partnering with me to do this today. I love you, my dear. Now it's time to love on our audience. We want to first get to know who's in the room today, who's in the virtual room, so that I can welcome you properly to our event. So in just one moment, that poll is going to be up there ready for you. We'd love to know what your relationship situation is. For myself, I am happily married with 3 kids, but it wasn't always this way. I am in my second marriage and so blessed to have found love again. If you are like me and you are having your second or third time chance for being lucky in love, it is never too late, my friends, to meet your special someone. And I'm just clicking over to the poll to see what is happening. So it's asking if you are engaged to be married today. I'm clicking no because he already put a ring on it. In just a moment, my friends, the next questions will come up in the poll so you can let us know what your relationship situation is. Some challenges in our relationship. Well, who isn't? I want to be very honest with you, my friends. As a happily married mom of 3, we are also human, and our marriage and relationship, just like yours, has its better days and its less than better days. I'm just grateful that I have the tools, the very same tools I'm going to be sharing with you today, so that when my husband and I hit our little snags and snafus, we know how to get us back on track quickly. And that's my hope for you, is that no matter what's going on for you in your relationship, whatever transitions or challenges you'll deal with as a couple, that you'll have the confidence and the access to be resilient as a couple because you'll know just what tool, what little method, what little thing you can use to get back to good in your relationship. Because we're all going to go through stuff. And we're going to all go through a lot of stuff, including things we didn't expect, like weathering your first pandemic together.
So, Hallie, what's awesome is that people don't have to worry about others knowing how they voted.
Yes. And so we want to assure you, Gracie and I want you to know, friends, that the poll is completely anonymous. The poll will show all of us as a group the percentage of the audience that's in a particular segment without your name, without your photo. So your privacy is completely protected. And it's amazing. 83% of our audience is dealing with challenges in their relationship. I am so happy for you that you're here today. And here's what I can promise. Once we go into the slides, it's going to feel like drinking from a fire hose. I have so much valuable content to give you today, but don't worry. Yes, you should take notes. Yes, you want to grab some paper. Yes, you might have to write quickly, but after the event, Gracie and I will make the entire slide deck available to you because you are definitely going to want to print that out and go back through the tips and the processes you're going to learn today to solidify your relationship. But definitely, you are in the right room. Let's see what came up next on the poll. Happily married. Yes. Most days, most of the time, most hours of the day. It's just the truth that even us, just there are those moments in the day where it can get trying for sure.
No
Love it. We got
relationship is perfect. No relationship.
no.
But if you're happy most of the time, you're on the right track.
Absolutely. What great news. 67% of our audience is happy most of the time in their relationship. And for the 33% of you that are not happy in your relationship right now, I am here for you extra, especially doubly and triply. And I'm going to make it available to you later in our program today where you can actually get on the phone and have a very confidential, supportive, helpful session just to get you out of the rut that you're in your relationship. I'm really excited to make that available to you today. Let's see what came up next in our poll. Happily unmarried. Let's explain this one for a second. Not everybody wants to be married, and that's okay. Not everyone wants to be in a cohabitation. That's okay. Not everybody wants to have a life partner. That's okay. So if you are not married and loving it, that's what this next question is for you. Love it. 75% of our audience is happily unmarried, which is amazing because we live in a different time right now where there isn't as much pressure. Certainly, in various families and different cultural groups, the expectation of marriage can be higher than in others. But as we are fiercely independent, this generation is often choosing to partner, cohabitate, and not marry. And here's what I want to say to you today, my friends. Love is love. This event is right for you, and I am here for you no matter what form of love relationship you are in. Whether the person you love is of the same sex, the opposite sex, regardless of their orientation, their cultural background, whether you share the same spiritual or religious views or completely different, whether you see each other sometimes, every day, all the time, married, engaged, divorced, or trying to get back together again. Love is love, and you are in the right space today, and we want to honor you for showing up. And while you're filling out our poll today, I really do want to thank you. I want to thank you in this month of love, in this week of love, which is really an expectation because it's Valentine's Day, which puts on a whole bunch of unnecessary pressure for couples where you think, because of what everyone's posting on social media, that you're supposed to be happy this week. There's supposed to be romance this weekend. I just want to reassure you that most people aren't. It's sad, but you are not alone. If you are in a place of struggle in your relationship right now, you really and truly are not alone because very few couples have it figured out. The good news is that the skills I'm going to cover today and the learning you're going to walk away with today, you are going to crack the code on how to make it easier to have smooth sailing in your relationship. At the end of the day, it's a choice and a skill set. We aren't taught in school how to be great partners. Most of us didn't get married in a setting where we took marriage preparation classes if we got married. If you are happily unmarried, well, you definitely didn't take relationship preparation classes. So this skill set hasn't yet been given to you. We're going to change that for you today. Now, this last question is very near and dear to my heart. It's asking if you've experienced infidelity in your current relationship. In my practice as a couples coach and counselor, I have a specialty in helping couples repair after infidelity. I can't tell you how many people call me in a devastated and lost place, wondering if there's hope to ever put things back together again. And it's amazing just 90 days later what they can accomplish when they use the very same skills you are going to learn today to build out a whole new relationship. So, to those of you that have been filling out our poll, thank you so much for doing that. I appreciate you deeply. The data is very exciting and it lets us know, well, we're all here today. You are in the exact place you needed to be. And I should hurry up and get on over to our slides, but I think we have a couple more questions. Do you have children, and is parenting or family clashes affecting your relationship? If you have kids, most people are going to say yes to this question. It can be a challenge. Absolutely. Relationship changes depending on the number of people that are in it with you. That includes in-laws, outlaws, family members that you're caring for, family members that are dependents of yours, especially if there are any special needs. And so the dynamic of family in a relationship, it certainly changes the game. That is for sure. And Miss Gracie, how many poll questions do we have left before I flip over to our slides?
We have, I think, I want to say just maybe four more for you to get to
Okay,
know who
excellent.
your audience is.
I love it. I love it. This is fabulous. About half of our audience, parenting is affecting the relationship. We've got almost 30% of our audience has been dealing with infidelity. And my heart really goes out to you. I know from experience how hard it is to go through that form of trauma in a relationship. I'm going to be sharing a lot of hope with you today if you're in that predicament right now.
I do have to share this real quick with you. You received a feedback from someone named Tracy. She thinks you're amazing.
Oh, thank you, Miss Tracy. It's so great that you're here. Thank you very much. And you're a beautiful proof that a little dose of love help can go a long way. And when couples are meant to be together, struggles are here to test us so we can go back to the studs and make things even stronger. I really acknowledge you for being here today, Tracy. Thank you so much. So we've got a single person in the room, and I want to acknowledge you. While this class has been designed for couples, you are a wise one because hey, why not pick up the skills for how to be great at love before you get into your next relationship? I'm keeping my eyes on you. You are smart, and I have a feeling that big love is coming into your life very soon. What an intelligent decision to learn what it takes to be a good couple before you're even in one. That's prevention at its finest. This next question is another one near and dear to my heart. While today's class is all about how to become a happy couple for the relationship you're in or the relationship you want to become a part of, in the other side of my work, I work as a happiness coach and I support clients through challenges such as depression, anxiety, addiction, trauma, loss, transitions, and really right now during the pandemic, the whole world is going through transition and loss all at the same time. So this last question just lets us know if we have anyone in our audience that's struggling with the hard stuff personally. And I'm going to click yes to this one, even as our keynote speaker today, because we have 3 children that each have some unique brain health challenges. The pandemic has brought a lot of things to be grateful for, but it has brought our family a lot of challenges as well. I am not immune to feeling the pain that my clients and my audiences feel. And if it's been a tough time for you, I'm with you, my friend, and we can have a private call at no cost after the event and support you through that as well. So thank you for those of you who are our brave warriors filling out the poll. I appreciate you so much. Even I'm going to click yes to the next question, wanting more happiness in life. Uh-huh. Why not? Always. I love it.
I'm going to click that too.
How can we forget? Very special part of our audience that's here today. For those of you that are tuning in as a couple right now, or somebody who's in a relationship, the whole first 90 minutes today are completely dedicated to you. But after our afternoon bio break, we're going to be doing a very special session for wedding industry professionals. Something you might not know is that I love to certify other therapists, practitioners, professionals, doulas, and one of my favorite audiences are wedding planners. Wedding planners and wedding industry professionals have a very special place in their hearts for couples, helping them have the most beautiful wedding days possible. But I am going to be doing a special session teaching you how you can get certified as a, not just a wedding planner, a marriage planner, where you can teach couples their relationship and marriage preparation so they go into this loving day equipped to not just have a great wedding, but to actually have a great life together. I'm very excited. That session is going to be coming up later at 2 o'clock. And so if you are a wedding industry professional, thank you so much for being here today. But more importantly, thank you for tuning into the couples segment. I appreciate that you're here now and you're not just logging in right at 2 o'clock, because I want you to experience for yourself as half of a relationship just how valuable these methods are for giving couples hope, clarity, and actionable ways to love each other, to have solid, healthy relationships. Thank you so much, Miss Gracie. All right, my friends, it is official. Welcome to Happy Love, the secrets of happy couples and how to become one just in time for Valentine's Day. You are in the right workshop today, no matter which way you answered those poll questions, whether you are engaged, happily married, happily unmarried, whether you've experienced trauma, hardship, or infidelity in your relationship, if you're going through a little bit of a tough time right now or a significantly challenging time in your relationship right now, even if you're not sure whether the two of you can make it or whether you should make it as a couple, you're in the right place. If children and family matters are affecting your relationship, you're in the right place. If you're single and so smart, wanting to beef up your love skills before you get into the next relationship, welcome. And an extra special welcome to all of our wedding industry professionals and other experts that currently work with couples but have always wanted to help them in a deeper way. Now, my friends, it is not too late to share today's event with someone in your life who you know needs to be here. There's still time for a couple in trouble to hear from you with the link that they should join this completely free class today so that they too will get a chance to have the slide deck, the recording, and all of the valuable resources we're going to include today. And there's still plenty of time to invite your wedding industry professionals to come on back and join us at 2 o'clock for the very special session just for the pros. I want to share with you a little bit about what you can expect today. So up until 1:30 is all for the couples. This is all about love, and we're going to go into the exact methods that I have used with my private clients for years to help thousands of people get happy in love. You will walk away with those action steps and the how-tos today. At 1:30, we're going to be doing a live draw where one very lucky couple who needs it the most is going to get a deep dive, deep supportive and restorative couples session. And I told Miss Gracie I was giving away an hour, but I'm feeling extra loving and I'm going to be giving away a 90-minute deep dive session. So make sure you're still with us at 1:30 for that live lottery, and the winning couple will be getting notified today. I want to get you all the relief you need. This Valentine's week can be extra hard if you know your relationship is in trouble. At 1:45, my friends, we'll be taking a late lunch, a bathroom break, depending on what time zone you're in. I'm coming at you from the Eastern time zone, just west of Toronto. And then at 2 p.m. in our breakout sessions, I'll be doing the very special program just for professionals who want to learn about getting certified as a marriage mentor. And for couples and pros, we'll be doing an intimate Q&A, and that's going to happen today at 2:30. You'll be able to hop in a breakout room with me and ask me absolutely anything about your relationship, how to get it unstuck, what's worked for other couples, personal questions. I'm very open about my own marriage and what has worked and not worked for us. And our pros will be able to ask questions as well. And if you are looking to get married, by all means, come and meet one of the pros in the breakout session later. So I'm very excited to be here with you today, and let's get started. My name is Hailey Patry. I live in Oakville, Ontario, Canada. I'm about an hour and 15 minutes east of the New York border and about 30 minutes west of Toronto, Canada. It is such a pleasure to be coming in to see you today virtually. And whatever you had to do to clear your schedule to be on this workshop, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for saying yes to you, yes to your relationship, and thank you for saying yes to allowing me to be your teacher and guide today. I'm going to give you everything I got from my heart, from my toolkit, and I might go into a little more information than you should put into an hour, but that's just because I truly love and care for you and what we can do to get your relationship to its optimal state. Some of the hats that I wear are as your marriage mentor, true happiness coach, and definitely as the relationship repair specialist. Now, you might see something strange on all my slides, and that is my private and confidential personal cell phone number. The reason that is there for you is that if you are in distress, if something in today's talk is emotionally triggering for you, if you are truly not in a great state and you need support, you can always send me a confidential text message. My phone number is on almost every single slide, and I want you to feel safe that you can message me at any time, and I will write you back during my designated time windows before clients or very early in the morning. But I do care, and I will personally respond to every single message. So you are not alone, my friends. And if you're feeling unhappy in love right now, let's change that today. It's been my privilege and my honor to speak for over 1 million audience members. I have been coaching for over 20 years and have supported thousands of clients all over the world. It touches my heart to know that I have had support in over 136 countries, spreading a little love and a little happiness every time to my amazing clients. I have personally overcome 3 decades of trauma, and so I understand struggle and pain. I understand the opposite of happiness and love intimately well. But once I learned to get my own life out of pain, the very tools that I developed to help me survive and thrive, I have then made it my life mission to helping you overcome all of the obstacles, not just to your relationship, but to your personal happiness as well. My mission while I'm here on this earth is to decrease the depression and divorce rates and increase the amount of love and happiness in the world. And it would be my honor to support you in creating the life that you absolutely dream of and know you deserve. And if you don't yet know you deserve to be happy in love and you deserve to have an amazing life, we need to have an emergency phone call.
Mhm.
A little bit about me personally, friends. This is my wonderful husband, Jeremy. He is my second chance at being happy in love. And if you are currently divorced or separated or coming out of a tough heartbreak, there is so much hope. Once you do the work on you to raise your own self worth, you will be able to attract and choose a higher level partner to build a fantastic relationship with. The truth is, it takes one healthy, happy, whole, and complete person long before it takes two to make a healthy, happy, whole, and complete relationship. And while today's workshop is not about self love, self wellness, and self worth, that really is a prerequisite conversation before you'll be happiest in love is you've got to be happiest with self. And if you're struggling in that way, by all means reach out and I'm here for you. The reason I put the pictures on here, these are my whys. These are the people and the memories that make me smile. From our wedding on the beach in Jamaica to our 3 little boys who are now 5, 6, and almost 15. In the professional work that I've done, it has been such a joy to produce 4 different book projects. I was fortunate enough to be invited to be a co-author in 3 amazing books. One of them is with a collection of 20 doctors from around the world where we share holistic strategies for health. 2 of the books are about empowering women to succeed and overcome all forms of adversity. And these are some of the incredible people I've had the opportunity to share the stage with. But the project near and dearest to my heart, and in fact, everything I'm going to teach you today is also in my book. And you're going to be able to get some of this content for free because I love you and it's Valentine's week and I want you to have the good stuff that works. Happy Love is my 4th book. It's my solo project, and this came out about a year ago. It's the 5 essential steps, which, by the way, we're going to cover today to help frustrated couples fall in love again. You are going to have a chance to get lots of juicy free content from the book, so stay tuned, my friends. I'm not going to read you this whole testimonial, but I want to tell you the gist of it. Two incredible people allowed me to serve them about a year and a half ago. Their relationship had been sexless for 10 years. Can you imagine? There
Wow.
had been an 8-year affair, and she didn't know. When she found out, Mary reached out to me, and as you can imagine, she was devastated. All her friends were telling her to leave. But there was something in her that wondered, is it possible to repair after so much damage has been done? Mary and Grant did my questionnaire on the 6 questions that let you know if a relationship can and should be repaired after that much trauma. And they passed 100%. When we did the work together, after their very first 2 sessions, not only did they start to fall in love again, but after 10 years, they started to make love again. Mary and Grant are now close to 60. They are grandparents. This December, they celebrated 1 year from renewing their wedding vows in Costa Rica. They have
Wow.
never been happier or more in love. And if this couple could thrive using the exact same techniques that we're going to cover today, I have faith in you, my friend, that no matter what you are going through in your relationship, if, this is a big if it is in your highest good for both of you to stay together and you both want to and you're both willing to do the work, this
Mhm.
isn't about expecting miracles. This is about expecting positive proven results when you use a positive proven system. So I want to share that system with you right now. One of the methods that I teach is called my ideal love method. This is what I take my private clients through, and if you're going to take notes today, here's where I would start. The very first thing that you can do for yourself in your relationship right now is to take inventory. On the next couple slides, I'm going to share with you what all the 16 parts are of a relationship. And if you want to take your relationship from where it is now to a higher place, well, first we've got to get clear on where it is right now. Taking inventory in your relationship is just like using a GPS to go and drive somewhere. And my goodness, it's a pandemic, and don't I wish that I could be driving more exciting places right now. But for the next couple hours, there is no more exciting that I would rather be than right here with you. But let's imagine that we're over the pandemic. Let's imagine that it's safe to travel again. Let's imagine that you want to go to the airport and you put, from whatever city you're in, you put the airport in your GPS as the destination. Before the GPS can calculate your route, it needs to know not only where you're starting from, but it needs to know what the road conditions are along the way and if there's any roadblocks. So, my friends, if you want to improve your relationship, you're going to start by taking inventory of where you are now. And that's a pretty simple process. Think of the number 10 as amazing, and you're just going to rate yourself where you see yourself out of 10. The next step, which is a lot more fun, is to design the optimal version. If today your relationship is at the 1.0 level, what would the 2.0 level look like, the next level of your relationship? This can be really challenging if you're in a bad place right now. Some couples have been struggling for so long that you have lost touch with your ability to even picture that it will be better ever, that it could get better, or that you've even got the strength to see it through until it gets better. Trust me, there is so much hope when you apply the right ways of doing it. And you're going to learn 6 skills today that you can start using today, tonight, to move yourself towards that higher level of love with your partner. But just like a GPS, a good system has to spot, deal with, and overcome whatever roadblocks are in the way. And so the E of the ideal method stands for eliminating roadblocks. I actually have a great blog post about this where you and your partner can look at all the questions from your life, your past, your previous relationships, your mindset as to what might be in the blind spot for you. What's been getting in the way of your happy relationship that might have very little to do with the two of you and a whole lot more to do with your past. For that couple I talked to you about a moment ago, Mary and Grant, that totally rewrote their relationship after an 8-year affair and 10 years without sex together, the roadblocks from their childhood, had we not addressed those, they wouldn't be where they are today. You can't solve what you can't see. So working with a professional, getting to see what those roadblocks are can be so beneficial. But I trust you that you already will know many of the things that are creeping into your relationship that don't belong there. The A stands for action plan. It's one thing to come to therapy or call a best friend and pour out your feelings, vent about what's going on, let that steam out and let it off your chest. That is very beneficial. But that's a starting place, not a finishing place. After talking about what's so in your relationship or what feels not well in your relationship, it's not enough to just get it off your chest. You might feel a little bit better, but we need to do more than that. We need to roll up our sleeves and figure out, well, what are we going to do about that? Long term, mid-term, short term, tomorrow, today. And one of the things I want you to feel so confident in is you don't need to make big actions. You just need to do tiny little tweaks, tiny, tiny, tiny little positive choices for your relationship that over time add up to massive, amazing results. And my favorite step in the 5-step ideal method is where you get to learn, which we're going to do today, the 6 secret skills of happy couples and how you can use them in your relationship for yourself. The ideal love method we're going to go through today. I'm just going to advance us to the next slide. These, my friends, are the 16 parts of a happy and healthy relationship in order for you to be able to take inventory of how you are right now and how you would rather your relationship look. So it includes appreciation, trust, respect, resiliency, peace and closure, forgiveness, sex, intimacy and romance, which is really a separate category from sex. You can answer those separately. Finances, love and kindness, division of labor, spousal health, attraction to your partner, parenting if it's applicable for you, or family values, communication, fun, and by all means, add in any categories that are important to you and your partner that I haven't thought of. So I actually want to give you a moment right now. I want you to drop a list on your paper from the numbers 1 down to 16. So just go ahead and put those numbers in. Sometimes when I get very passionate, my eyes water. So while you're doing that, I'm going to grab a quick sip of water. All right, my friends. 1 to 16 is going to cover off these categories so that when you get the slides later today, I want you to see how you rank yourself in your relationship today. If 10 out of 10 means you are completely happy and totally fulfilled with the amount of appreciation in your relationship, both how you feel appreciated or how you're appreciating your partner, go ahead and write a 10 beside it. If you feel completely ghosted, undervalued, taken for granted, taken advantage of, and not appreciated at all, well, maybe that's a 0, and everything in between. So if you want, you can take a picture of this slide if you want to actually write down the words to evaluate, or you can just write the numbers from 1 to 16, which will represent these categories, and give yourself a score out of 10 for how happy and fulfilled you are right now in your relationship. Here's the power of taking inventory. Every month, my husband and I, on one of our weekly dates, we will actually pull out these 16 areas and we'll take inventory of our relationship. And out of all the things that are on this list, we will spot the 3 that are the most meaningful, important, and urgent projects for us to handle over the coming 30 days. See, here's the thing about love. It's going to go through seasons. There are going to be seasons where things are great with your finances and terrible in the bedroom. There are going to be seasons like young love where they're great in the bedroom, but they're suffering in other ways. There are going to be seasons where you go through health struggles, life struggles, and perhaps your resiliency is doing really well. Your kindness and thoughtfulness is doing really well, but perhaps romance isn't doing very well at that time, or fun's not doing very well. Your relationship is not a steady state. It is always in motion. And every month, if you could spot which 3 of these areas deserve and need your attention, well, you and your partner can take those on like a fun, worthy project. And for the next month, if you divert some more of your resources, your time, your attention, your intention, your effort, and your money into solving those 3 projects, well, imagine where you could be a month from now. Those 3 projects, whichever areas on this list are the most important to you, they can't help but improve and grow if you give them the tender, loving care that they deserve. Here's what happens to couples that never take inventory. I'll get a phone call from you saying, nothing's working. Everything is blah. We're totally stuck. I'm just not feeling it anymore. I don't know if I love her anymore. I'm not feeling it for him anymore. And couples will come to me thinking that the whole relationship is broken, when the truth is, if we look at all these individual parts, there may be some things working well, some things working sort of well, but definitely there are a few areas, never all of them, that are really in urgent need of support. So, what can you do if you've identified an area that you want to shift? These questions these questions can make such a huge difference in your life. They are simple, but if you put them to work, they work. The first question, well, first you got to figure out which project you're working on. And I'm going to give you an example from my own life. And I'm going to say one project that my husband and I took on over the last year was improving our alone time after the kids go to sleep. So it was sort of about the parenting category. While parenting was a mess, so was our alone time. If our alone time was a mess, so was everything that's meant to happen in the alone time. So when we ran this formula for ourselves, and I would ask myself, how is it now? We'd say, well, we fall asleep every night putting the kids to bed. If one of us recovers, it might be at 2 or 3 in the morning. And by that time, we're just sleepwalking back into bed and nothing exciting is happening. We are missing the chance at the end of our day to decompress and talk once the kids aren't around, to really share openly about what's going on, and to have that time to just reset and recharge our own batteries. So think about it for yourself. Whatever project in your relationship is worthy of you taking on right now, how is that area of your relationship for you? For question 1, you've got permission to get out those complaints, to vent, to even be in that space people might call victim energy, where we're not yet taking responsibility to change it. You're just allowed to be upset for how it is. And that's what question 1 is for. Question 2, how would you rather it be for that part of your relationship you're working on right now? I can tell you, for me and my husband, Jeremy, here's how I'd rather the evenings be, and this is how they are now. I would rather we get our kids upstairs at 7:15. I would rather that we finish their bedtime routine by 8 o'clock and we leave their room and we're still awake. I would rather that we have an hour and a half or 2 hours every night to be alone without our kids. Now, we love our kids to bits, believe me. You saw their pictures. They are very, very cute. But we love each other first. How we would rather it be is that our evenings are a time to talk, laugh, rewind, connect, have a physical passion in our relationship, and where it can be something to look forward to in the day. So I encourage you right now to imagine this part of your relationship that you want to work on and picture how you would like it to be. You might have to ignore those little voices that say, yeah, but we've tried it before. It hasn't worked. Yeah, but I don't know if we can do it. Yeah, but I'm on board, but she's not. Or I'm on board, but he's not. I want you to ignore all the filters and the limitations for a moment and just ask your wise, creative mind to tell you. Picture, how would you rather this part of your relationship be? Question 3 is where we roll up our sleeves and we figure out what we're going to do about it. See, when you're stuck, stuck is a terrible spot to be because stuck doesn't come with any clarity or any hope. And my mission is to help you get unstuck. It's in fact why I call my business The Lifted Lid, so we can help you lift the lid and get unstuck in your situation. So if I have kids that have a terrible bedtime routine and a marriage that has no alone time, and how I would rather it be is my kids sleep a certain way and my marriage has this awesome evening to look forward to, and whatever the project is for you, it's time to explore what can be done about it. You can use these questions in your own time to work through it by yourself or with your partner. Scratch out a big list of possible things that you could do. You could read a book about it, listen to a podcast, Google it, make a social media post and ask people for recommendations. You could ask a friend, see if you have a mentor, a couple that has already proven that they've gone through what you are going through and that they've come out the other side happy. You could choose to do it on your own. You could choose to hire a professional. You could choose to do what you did today, attend a class and learn some new skills. Question 4, we want to start to whittle down that list. Question 4 is asking you, okay, out of all the possible things to do about it, what are you going to do about it? Actually, before going to do, what are you even willing to do about it? Because you might have thought of a great solution, but you're not willing. And question 5 is where we get committed. This is where you're going to narrow down from the way things are to the way you'd rather them be and all the possible solutions that could help get you there and those few solutions that you're willing to act on. Question 5 is begging you to make a commitment and actually choose just for today, just for the next 24 hours. What are you actually going to do about it? And I don't want you to choose big. I want you to choose tiny. I want you to choose a step that gives you no nerves, no anxiety, and no overwhelm. I want you to choose a step that you say, yeah, I can totally do that. Maybe the step is go on Audible and look for a book that's going to help us with that subject. It's a step that you can do. It's a step that's not scary. Maybe your 24-hour step is going to be to text me and say, Hailey, SOS, we are in trouble. Do you think you can help us? Maybe your 24-hour step is going to be to get out your journal and write about it and get clear on your feelings before you talk to your partner. Maybe your 24-hour step is going to be to ask your partner to have a date over the next week with you. Whatever it is, please choose something that's going to be helpful but not terrifying for you. Remember this, my friends. If you improve your relationship or your life by tiny, tiny little bits, just 1% a day, that is 365% growth in a year. That is 37 times as good as the place you're starting from. So it doesn't have to be terrifying. Trust me on this. I see so many people, not just in their relationships, but even in your personal journey, saying, I'm going to make 10 radical diet changes tomorrow. No, you're not. Choose one, and then it will be sustainable. And then you'll feel proud of yourself, and then you'll be able to stick to it. And relationships are much the same. Fixing your love challenges can't be done with a fad diet style of solutions. It's got to be done with something that you can manage, you feel good about, and that's sustainable. And you might notice something at the end of question 5 you are familiar with or perhaps not familiar with. And that is, who are you going to be about it in the next 24 hours? See, when my husband and I were wanting to change our sleep schedule with our kids, it involved making some tough decisions, like hiring a sleep coach, like getting really committed about backing up our dinner schedule and having focused fun with our kids without technology so the evening felt good before we started with this earlier bedtime routine. It meant being really committed and integrous about our sleep routine with them. It meant being on time and punctual. It meant having follow through. It also meant being brave because I'm not good at seeing my kiddos cry and I'm going to stay with them until they're comfortable. So it took a lot of things. But for you, whatever area of your relationship you want to enhance right now, I want you to choose every day, just for the next 24 hours, one tiny thing you can do about it, and one most important way you're going to be about it. Your beingness is like your intention. Are you going to be forgiving, accepting, loving, kind, caring? Or are you going to be assertive, firm, committed, disciplined, brave? Are you going to be vulnerable? Are you going to be honest? When you choose an action and a way of being and you marry those two together, you're going to have a lot more success every day stepping into those new actions. See, each of us can easily be kind or inflexible in a situation, and it can be a choice. So let's go into some more work, my friends, because we've got so much to do today. Tiny tweaks done daily over time will lead you to massive results. I promise you that, both in your personal life and in your relationship. Here are the 6 secret skills of happy couples, and we're going to be going through how to apply them right now today. The first skill of happy couples and how to become one is to learn how to love each other in the right way. There are different ways we each naturally give love and each naturally prefer to receive love. Learning this about your partner is going to make a huge game changing difference in feeling like your cup of love is full. Happy couples know how to cause instant reconnection by using a very special heart to heart conversation formula that you're going to learn in the next couple slides. Happy couples know how to negotiate for love and not war. They
Kelly, Kelly.
Yes, Miss Gracie,
Okay, you
know how
froze
to
up
make.
a little bit. Your connection froze. You may want to touch on number three once again.
Thank you. Am I back on with connection?
Yes, you are.
Thank you so much, Miss Gracie. So, happy couples know how to negotiate together. They are able to make empowered requests, figure out how to answer each other's requests, and create a peaceful way to get what they need and want in their relationship. Definitely. Happy couples know how to bring it back on track when it's fallen off track. And that means learning the world's most meaningful apology format so that when things have been in struggle, you can get it back to good quickly and cause closure when you go through challenges in your relationship. Happy couples spend time together. There really is no replacement for quality time in your relationship. Studies show that couples who date each other at least once a week are 3.5 times happier than couples that don't. So, I'm going to share some best practices around how to date your mate. And of course, we're not going to leave out the hot stuff and the good stuff. Happy couples have an exciting love life together. And that exciting love life doesn't have to mean sex, but it does need to mean intimacy, romance, and connection. There are many ways couples can connect physically, intimately, and romantically. And whatever place your relationship is in today, that's one of the reasons you have access to a complimentary call with me so we can explore getting you from where you are, especially in the area of your intimacy, to the area of where you would rather be. So let's get into these skills. Here is the good news. If you prefer to highlight them, write on them, and take notes, my friends, everything I'm about to go into is all covered in the book Happy Love, the 5 essential steps to help frustrated couples fall in love again. Once we get down to our free gift section, you're going to get a chance to choose a chapter for free from the book. And all the skills that I'm going to touch on today at a high level are covered. Each of them have their own chapter in the book. So go ahead and pick the one you know you need the most, and it will be my pleasure to get that sent over to you today. We're going to start with the heart to heart conversation because this skill is what you can use to cause connection again in your relationship. Now, Miss Gracie, I'm going to ask you a question because you are a happily married lady.
Yes, I
Have you
am.
ever, cheers to your hubby, have you ever had a date with your husband and not known what to talk about?
Who, me? No, I'm a chatterbox. And my husband and I are like close best friends. And although I'm the social butterfly, we're both social people. I don't think I give him enough time to get a word in.
I love it. I love it. And you and I are so similar in that regard. But I bet we've got some friends, and I know I certainly do, as well as clients, that self expression doesn't come as easily to them. Many of my clients that are couples shared with me that when they went on their first date after, we were working together and I said, you've got to date your partner. They
Yeah,
said, well, we took your advice. We did go on a date, but we didn't reconnect. We didn't know what to talk about. We talked
yeah,
about work, the economy, the weather, the pandemic, the family, and we
mhm,
never really talked about us. And many couples feel like, okay, pre pandemic, They went to a nice place, they tried some food, they maybe drank some wine, and they didn't come home any closer. So, this conversation is for you if you're going to spend some time with your partner and you don't know what to say. This conversation is also for you if you're in a tough spot right now. You guys have a wedge between you and you don't know how to bring it back to good. Write these 3 words down: vision, apology, and request. This conversation will give you a chance to clear the airways, ask for something wonderful, put something behind you, and get excited about the future. And it's 3 simple little parts that will make a massive difference in getting your relationship into a bit of a new trend. Let me explain how we do this. So, I'm just thinking which example from my own marriage this week. Okay, so one of the common complaints in my household is that my husband and I tend to be a little opposite from how most gender roles are. We are blessed that we make it work, but for almost 6 years, he was a stay-at-home dad and I was the provider for the 5 of us. We tend between the 2 of us that I have a higher need for physical touch than he does, and we find ourselves to be rather opposite a lot of other couples that we know. So if I'm sharing a vision with my husband, I might say to him, baby, my vision is when the pandemic is over, you and I are on the first plane to Jamaica. We are packing very little clothes in our suitcase. We are getting the kids to stay back with their grandparents, and we are going to go and have a romance and love fest for a week, just you and I'm going to explore that vision with my husband. Now, the second step of this conversation is to make an apology. Something that I could apologize for to my husband would be to say, my love, because I am self-employed and a boss doesn't tell me when to start and stop, there are definitely days where I started too early and stopped too late with my business, and that meant you had more time handling the kids than was ideal for you, and that I didn't relieve you soon enough to give you a break from your family duties. And then I might make one request to him, which would be, love, would you be willing to have us get the kids down a little extra early tonight and do something special with me? Would you be willing to, could be anything, have a bonfire with me in the backyard, trade each other massages later? Would you be willing to attend the workshop I'm teaching on Tuesday? Could be anything.
I have a comment for you, Haley.
Sure.
So we have Resin who says, I would love to have this in a relationship as a single person. Ha ha.
It's so true because here's the thing, Resin. Thank you for your question. Sometimes we need a structure to lean back on. This isn't a script, but it's a structure so that if you are that person that's a little less, emotionally expressed verbally, or if things have just been weird between you and the person you're dating, the person you're loving, the person you're married to or living with, it's tough when things are tense and weird. It's tough when there's been a fight or a string of fights. It's tough if you haven't been speaking or you've been really busy with work or preoccupied with your own trauma or family trauma. There's a lot going on. So, this conversation lets both of you come to the table prepared to say, let's make it not weird. How about we make it just awesome between the 2 of us? So, here's the best way to use this skill, my friends. When you share a vision with your partner, choose a future time frame that has not happened yet. Tell them which time frame you're talking about and describe what you see in your daydream. That time frame could be tonight, tomorrow, next weekend, when you're an empty nester, when you retire, when the pandemic's over, when the lockdown lifts, if you're living somewhere right now under lockdown like we are here in Canada in our province. So just choose a future. The purpose of step 1 here is it lets your partner know you still choose them, and that makes everybody's hearts feel a little bit at ease. The purpose of the apology is to let some of the tension out, some of the wedge that's been building in your relationship. It's a chance for you to demonstrate your empathy and your conscience. And then the part that is the most fun, which is the request, ask for something that's going to make your relationship a better place for you to be in. Don't ask for silly things like, please pick up your socks, unless that's really bugging you. I want to share a client story. One of my clients did dinner 7 days a week for their entire marriage, and she was starting to burn out. She wanted to get a new credential in her career and she wanted to start doing yoga, but she assumed that her husband was never going to be interested in helping with the house. So when we did this exercise, the most important request she asked him was, would you take over dinner on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday? She meant prep it, serve it, clean it, everything so that she could do what she wanted. And you know what? He said yes to Tuesday and Thursday. So what's the moral of the story? You might not get everything that you ask for, but you get far more than if you ask for nothing. So let's go into the next skill, my friends, and that is the world's most meaningful apology. I like to say that people aren't perfect, but apologies can be. And I want you to conjure a memory right now of something that you once apologized for, or something that was done and somebody apologized to you for doing it. Now, if you're searching your memory for a meaningful apology, it might be tough because maybe you've never given one and maybe you've never received one. I'm sure you've given, I'm sorry, okay? I don't know what you want me to say. I'm sorry. And I'm sure you've received one like, I'm sorry. I've already said I'm sorry. What else do you want me to do? And I wish I could see your faces right now, but you can just nod from your own home or your own office and go, yep, I've given some of those terrible apologies and I have received some of those terrible apologies. So let's fix it. Miss Gracie, have you ever received a terrible apology?
Yes, but I don't let him rest until he understands how to do it the right way.
Well, then you are going to love this because if someone's ever apologized to you in a non meaningful way, my friends, and you said to them, do better, that doesn't count. It doesn't mean it. A person wants to make things right, but they lack the skill to know how.
That's
These
so
four
true.
statements are the skill. So
It's
here we
so
go.
true. You have to teach people how to love you.
Yes. And a little better than the IKEA owner's manual, right? Or the instruction manual. All right, my friends, if you've ever made a mess in your relationship, don't worry if you haven't, because you will. We are all human. We are all imperfect. We will have the best of intentions at times and make the biggest blunders and mistakes. So even if you feel like you're the one in your relationship that's usually awesome and it's your partner that does all the screwing up, trust me, we all have things to apologize for, which could include looking at your phone too much, not starting your workday on time or finishing it on time, being late for things, forgetting to follow through. There's always stuff to clean up. So here's how it works. The first thing is you're going to tell your partner, there's something I want to clean up with you, and tell them what it is. The second step is you're going to practice your empathy and you're going to imagine what it's like from your partner's experience. And you're going to say, my love, I can only imagine that the impact on you is. Then you're going to show your conscience and you're going to share what the impact is on you, yourself, how you feel about the thing you've done. And finally, you're going to declare a new promise and you're going to share with your partner what they can count on you for from now on. Now, I'm going to use a small example, and a very big one. So we're going to do two. So, small example from my own marriage. I would say to my husband, Jeremy, my love, there's something that I want to clean up with you. You have asked me to be a united front about parenting, and the kids have learned who's good cop and bad cop. And I want to apologize to you for that because it is highly disrespectful to you being an amazing co-parent with me when I don't stand by your side. The impact on you is that you must be so frustrated. You have asked me to shift this behavior before, and I have failed to master my ability to just zip it and stand beside you. The impact on you is that while raising our three boys, you might wonder what's the point of parenting if I'm just going to undo it because the kids are going to come to me for a softer answer. The impact on you is that you're probably losing respect and love for me because my behavior is causing you to feel not good about yourself. The impact on me is I feel terrible when I do this. I love and appreciate you so much and all the hard work you do in parenting. And I feel awful when my mouth opens and says something that contradicts the great parenting you're trying to do. It makes me feel frustrated that I haven't nipped this in the bud yet, and I'm going to do a whole lot more to work on it. Then you go into the most important part, the promise. And I would say to my husband, Jer, what you can count on me for from now on is that if I disagree with your parenting, mum's the word when our kids are watching and listening. I will stand beside you when they can see me and hear me and be a united front. So at least from our kids' point of view, we're on the same team. And I will reserve my comments until you and I are alone and can have a respectful conversation. And so, Gracie, can you see how the flow of this apology is a little different than, well, I'm sorry, okay, what do you want me to do?
100%. I agree. It's a more effective way and it helps build that foundation that you're looking for.
Absolutely. And usually in a relationship, there's one person who's a bit more conversationally blessed. And here's a funny statistic. So, even though my husband and I tend to be a little bit gender role swapped from what the common norms are, at the end of the day, I'm still female, he's still male. And I hate to give a stereotype, but this statistic just makes me laugh. More women than men speak in paragraphs, and more men than women speak in dot jots. And so it just sort of is a known factor in relationship. So if you're in a relationship with two women, you might both be very verbally self expressed, or one of you might be better with words and one of you might struggle with what to say. If you're in a relationship with two men, statistically, men get to the point a lot sooner. So you might be with two people who can speak with brevity, or you might be with someone who's really expressed. Whoever your partner is, I would ask them for the meaningful apologies that you're holding on to. If there are events in your relationship that have non-closure, and actually I had promised a tough example for the apology. I'm going to use infidelity as a tough example to demonstrate this skill. Now, one apology will not be enough. So I want to preface that if you've been leaving your socks on the floor, one apology is enough. If what you're apologizing for is something like infidelity, one apology is going to be the start of a process of a healing journey, but please don't expect that one apology is going to be enough. So if you are beginning the healing process after infidelity, for example, my love, there's something that I want to clean up with you. I have devastated, damaged, and broken your trust. I have caused for you that our relationship is a place of insecurity, of pain, of trauma, and of doubt. The impact on you is that you must be wondering whether you should stay or leave. You must be going nuts in your mind, wondering whether you'll ever be able to trust me again, whether we'll ever be able to put the pieces back together. The impact on you is that you might be questioning your body, your appearance, how attracted I am to you, how much I enjoy being with you physically, emotionally, intellectually. You might be going through an entire self audit of insecurity because of my actions. The impact on me is I feel like I wish I could teleport back in time and delete every decision that led up to the events that I did that have hurt you. The impact on me is that I know I have created a reality for myself where for a long time you will be sad and mad and distrustful, and you'll have every right to feel those things. The impact on me is I feel ashamed of my choices and I wish that I could take them back. But while I can't, here's what you can count on me for from now on. I'm going to live without passwords so that you have full disclosure into my comings and goings in my life as I work to rebuild my trust with you. I'm going to communicate with you when I'm leaving work and letting you know that I'm on my way home. And I'm going to give you a heads up if I'm ever running behind. I'm going to make daily promises to rebuild my truth and trust with you. And I'm going to keep those promises. I'm going to be here when you're triggered, when you're sad, when you're scared. And I'm going to be a safe container that you can cry into, that you can pour into, because I know that it was choices of mine that put us in this situation. You can count on me to go to couples counseling with you and to do anything you ask to help us get into a healthier relationship again. So, Ms. Gracie, can you see how that wouldn't be enough, but it would be the beginning of a meaningful conversation?
That is the complete beginning of tearing down the barriers, the walls, letting your guard down and allowing that individual to have an opportunity to correct and fix their wrongs. I
And
think
it
it's
just
perfect.
doesn't work if somebody says, I'm sorry, what do you want me to do? I would take it back if I could. So we have to learn to speak with love when what we want to create is the result of love. See,
I agree.
most of us go into our relationship conversations without an intention. We come in on autopilot. We just let the spew roll off our tongue. We don't do any self editing and we don't stop to think and say, what's the intention I want to cause in my relationship? What's the outcome? And so we have to speak with love. And that includes asking for what's missing. So we're going to go into our next skill right now, skill number 3, which is happy couples know how to negotiate for having their needs met. Let me put something up front though first. My
Helly,
friends,
can
it's
we Helly, if you don't mind, can we test to make sure I'm being heard clearly? We are hearing from a few people that my volume is extremely low. How do I sound to you? Is it loud or clear?
you are loud and crystal clear, my dear. How do I sound to you?
Well, you're just fantastic. Yes, you're perfect. But the issues on my part, guys, if you're still having difficulties hearing me, let me know. I'm going to keep my camera off and I'm going to talk directly into my camera so that you can hear me better rather than seeing me. Let's
Thanks, Miss
fire
Gracie.
away.
On my end, I hear you beautifully.
Great.
All right, my friend. So, skill number 3 is asking for what's missing in your relationship. But I want to be clear up front. Within you, please imagine you've got 2 cups, a happiness cup and a love cup. It is your job and your job solely to fill your own happiness cup. But when you're in a relationship, this other little cup called the love cup, it tends to pop out. See, when you're single, it's your job to fill both cups. You're responsible for your self love, self care, communication, self sexual needs, all of it. But the moment we come into a loving relationship, it's like the cups split. And while you remain solely responsible for filling your happiness cup, you tend to extend the love cup and say, well, now that I have a partner, I'm sort of hoping that some of the things that happen in relationships are going to get to happen for us. It's going to fill some of those wants in the love cup. So when there's something you want in your relationship, there are some things you need to stop because they're not effective. Stop complaining. Don't give guilt trips before you ask for things. Don't make digs or jabs or rehash the past. And don't start by asking for what's missing. So, the best way to negotiate for love is to first acknowledge your partner for the things that they are doing well by you, things that you do appreciate. Second is ask for what's missing and ask in a clean and clear way. I'm going to give you an example. So, my client that asked her husband to take over dinner on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, could you imagine if she said, listen, you do nothing around here. I do everything. I'm beat. I'm exhausted. So the least you can do is roll up your sleeves and do a darn dinner. You're on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. You're going to do it for me? Could you imagine what his response would have been? See, when we're under attack as human beings, we have only a couple natural reactions. Our backs up against the wall and we freeze, or we're triggered and we come back firing, or we run. So that fight, flight, or freeze, this is how our DNA is set. If you put someone's back up against the wall, you are not going to get a positive outcome. So instead of her attacking him, she just asked him in a clean and clear way. She said, babe, I really want to get my certification done. I really want to start yoga and manage my stress levels. Would you be willing to do something huge for me, which is take over dinner Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday? And he said, huh, I would love to do that for you. He said, I can do Tuesday and Thursday, but I travel on the weekends. And so how about on the weekends I'm here, I do dinner. On the weekends I'm not, order in and don't feel bad about it. So learning how to negotiate effectively starts with the behaviors that we stop. As I mentioned, no guilt trips, no digs, no rehashing. Ask in a clean and clear way. Make a request, not a complaint or attack. And there are 3 possible answers when you are negotiating for love and not war. The first answer that you and your partner can give to each other is yes, absolutely. We can start that right away. The second answer is you can say yes with a but delay of time. So your partner might ask you for something today, or you might ask them for something, and they might have to say, yes, I'm totally in, but we have to wait until the lockdown lifts. Or yes, I'm totally in, but I'm working on a big project at work. Could we start that in 2 weeks? And the third option isn't no. The third option is a loving compromise. If your partner asks you for something that you cannot do, you are never forced to say yes. But please say something gently like, while I can't do exactly what you're asking, here's what I can do. And I'm going to give you an example from my own marriage. Warning, TMI is about to happen. Warning, TMI is about to happen. So, my friends, as a relationship coach, of course, I share a lot of stories about what my husband and I deal with. And I shared with you a little while ago that I have more of a need for physical touch than he does. So if I was making a request to my husband, I might say to him, honey, could you please make love to me 7 days a week? To which he would smile, giggle, remind me that we have kids that come into our bed every evening. And when he answers, he can't say yes because it's not a possibility the way our family life is. He can't say yes with a future date because it would be an empty promise. But what he could do is pull out number 3, and he has. And he said, honey, while I wish I could do that, with the kids and our situation, would it be good if we were together 3 days a week? I think we could do that. And then there's no fight, there's no upset, no one's wounded. He's not overpromising. I'm not feeling defeated or ignored. And so, if you take away anything from this slide, my friends, take a picture. Ask your partner for what you really want, but not until you first acknowledge them and give in gratitude for the things that they already do, that you are already receiving. Ask in a clean and clear and respectful way for what you want, and then let your partner answer. And when they answer, teach them the 3 possible answers of yes now, yes later, or while I can't do that, here is what I can do. And have some fun with this. Learning to negotiate in your relationship, if this is a new skill for you, start with the small stuff. So if what you really want is for your partner to stop leaving their coffee cups all around the house, start with that. But I hope you'll also ask for some things that are a whole lot more fun because you can really create a brand new relationship by asking for one. One of the classes that I teach is called Fall in Love Again, where couples get a chance to go through all these skills. We spend 8 hours together and practice them. I like to track the number of yeses that a couple gets when they attend that class. And so one couple that was actually close to divorcing, they didn't even think they liked each other anymore. After that class, by playing the negotiation game here, they walked away with 62 new yeses for their marriage. That meant that between the two of them, they asked for and their partner accepted 62 things that they'd been wanting and they weren't getting. So while it seems like a simple technique, have some fun with it because it can make a world of difference. Now we're going to move on to number 4, which is deepening your connection and fulfillment in your relationship by getting loved the way that you want to be loved. In my book, my friends, all the techniques that I share are my own, except for this one. I want to give full credit to Dr. Gary Chapman, the founder and creator of the 5 love languages. Dr. Chapman has found that couples, individuals, all people need to receive love. Our love tank needs to feel full in order for us to be our best selves in our own lives, in our professions, towards our partners. We are not our best when our love tank is running on empty. And he's also deciphered that there are 5 main ways that we can fill our love tank, or 5 main ways that we prefer to give and receive love. And they are called the 5 love languages. So here they are. This is Relationships 101. Physical touch, quality time, words of affirmation, acts of service, and gifts. Right away, as I said those words, you're probably going, yep, that's me. No, that
Yep.
one's not me. Gracie, what do you know about your husband? Out of this list of 5, what do you think he prefers the most?
He's my rock, and I'm not doing this for show, but we definitely have our flaws among ourselves as well as individuals. But I do have an amazing individual in my life, and man, and I don't even have to home in. I'm a person who believe in affirmations, because I'm a businesswoman. I'm in front. I'm doing business with people on a regular basis, but with my husband, he likes to leave messages all over the place. We've been together for 8 years, and still to this day, I walk into the room, I walk into my office, and there are little post its all over the place, words of affirmation. And he's
I love
constantly reminding me how much he is in love with me, not just loving me. And that feels good. And he doesn't do it too much to the point where it's like, okay, I'm getting tired of hearing this. Now it's a bunch of crap. It's just the right amount of dose, and good moments and bad moments
I
and
love
gifts.
it. Thank you so much for sharing, Gracie. Here's the thing, my friends. If you and your partner find out what you each prefer out of these five love languages, as in ways to love one another, you can choose to start loving each other more in the ways that are meaningful to your partner. See, my husband is the king of breakfast. While I'm getting ready and taking an hour to put all the stuff on in the morning, he's getting down there making an amazing breakfast. That is an act of service. And for him, that's showing love. He will go out and warm up the cars, take all the snow off. And for him, that's an act of service. It's an act of love. But for me, because quality time and physical touch are so important, I need those things. All the years we were together, I could have misinterpreted all the things that he did that were love. I could have felt very alone and unloved in the marriage if I wasn't getting the quality time and physical touch. And so it's very important to learn how you want to be loved, how your partner wants to be loved. And here are a couple things that you can do once you learn about your love languages. And you can reach out to me. I will send you to the love languages quiz. Ask your partner 3 times a week, honey, how's your love tank? Have your partner give you an answer out of 10. 10 is really full, 0 is really dangerously empty. So you'd say, honey, how's your love tank? 7. What can I do to help fill it? Zip. And let your partner tell you what would be meaningful to them on that day. And if you care, do all that you can to love them in those ways. This is a very simple way that can give you as much benefit like being in therapy 3 times a week. And it just takes a minute or two. Honey, how's your love tank? Let them answer. What can I do to fill it? So we call that the tank check challenge.
That's
Next,
awesome, Kelly. And I know you have a gift coming up real soon that you're offering everyone. We're like a minute away from when you are ready to pop that up on the screen.
we are perfectly on time, Gracie. Thank you so much for letting me know. We're going to cover off the last couple skills real quick. And then, yes, we've got some free gifts to give to everyone. And then a very special, huge gift to give to our lottery winner. And that's going to be coming up very soon. So, fast and furious, my friends. Here we go. The next skill, number 5, is about how to date your partner. 3 hours or more is ideal every single week. It does not have to be at night. It can be the morning. It can be an afternoon. But couples that don't date each other are at risk of disconnection, unhappiness, depression, and infidelity. And as I shared earlier in this presentation, couples who do date each other at least once a week are statistically proven to be 3.5 times happier. Dating your mate is like oxygen. You cannot thrive in your relationship without quality time together. Even if quality time is not one of your dominant love languages, this is an across the board fact for all couples. Make it special and make it count. Now, if physical intimacy is something that you want to happen in your relationship, be prepared for it. Have your teeth brushed. Have your personal grooming done. Be wearing the underwear that doesn't have all the holes. And if you're hoping that love or something sexy is going to be happening in your relationship after a date, behave like you're expecting it and be personally prepared for that. Use the heart-to-heart conversation skill that we went over in today's presentation. So when you get on that date, don't talk about work and the kids and parents and the pandemic. Talk about you. Talk about things that bring you closer. And if you're struggling with what to talk about, remember, my love, I have a vision I want to share. There's one apology I want to make, and there's one request I want to make. That conversation will get you into a beautiful start of a beautiful evening. Now, I did say don't talk about work, the kids, all that other stuff if you've got them, the pandemic, but maybe you're living very busy lives and you haven't had any time to connect as a couple. Okay, fine. Set yourself a 30-minute buzzer if you're in a 3-hour date. When that buzzer is not running out, you're allowed to talk about all the boring, mundane, and stressful things that you need to. But when that buzzer goes, put your phones away, put the stressful conversations away. Be with your partner. One thing to keep in mind is eye contact, shoulders, chest, hip bones, pelvic bone. When they are facing square onto your partner, you have a silent start to connection. If you are even slightly off kilter, as in corner to corner at a table or a couch, or looking at each other talking sideways, you are silently starting with a disconnection. So a great way to start your date is make sure that you have full on attention to your partner, and that's going to get you started in the right direction. If you are struggling with ideas on how to date your mate, especially during a pandemic, please reach out to me. You can send me a text. My husband and I still take time to date each other every single week because without it, I don't think I would still be standing. Now, this category we're not going to teach on today, but I just want to touch on it today. And that is the category of romance, intimacy, sex. We're talking about the physical closeness in your relationship. Here's a quote. We search for meaning. We long for connection. We yearn for love, but we hunger for touch. If you are a high touch person like me, going without it in your relationship can feel like gasping for air. And so in our private call, which you'll all have the ability to have a short, free private call, let's talk about where you're at in your relationship around this and if physical intimacy needs some help. Audrey Hepburn tells us that the best thing to hold on to in life is each other. And if you're struggling in this way, I'll help you move from no touch to basic touch, romantic touch, enhancing your sexual touch, and if sex is possible for you and your partner, enhancing your sex life in ways that you couldn't imagine. It is possible to heal, it is possible to thrive, and even if sexual dysfunction is present for you or your partner, there are so many other beautiful ways to love each other, and I would love to help you get unstuck in that area, but we'll have that as a private conversation. Here are the last two things really quick, my friends, and we are going to give away some free gifts. I said this earlier, so we don't need to take a lot of time on this. Write this down. Requests versus complaints. 100% of the time in your relationship when you are talking to your partner and your brain has conjured up a complaint and you are angry, sad, frustrated, annoyed, whatever the emotion is, I want you to take that complaint and before it drops from here to here, I want you to self-edit it and turn it into a request. Instead of saying, you never do anything around here, make a request. Love, could you assist with paying the bills and doing laundry once a week? So complaint, it's okay if your thoughts are born in complaint, but before you give birth to it with words, please turn it into a request. Your partner wants to be your hero, man or woman. They want to show up and help you feel loved and do the things that would put a smile on your face, but not when you're complaining at them, only when you're asking them. If tension is a problem in your relationship, my friends, the concept of pause can change your life for the better. One thing that I do, and we just talked about self-editing a little bit, is when I feel my blood pressure rising, when I'm starting to get hot, my ears are getting warm, my pulse is raising, whatever comes out of my mouth next is not going to be ideal. So I hit pause. I go in the bathroom. I close that door. I look my own eyes in my own eyes and I say, Hailey, let's assess the situation you're about to get all hot and bothered about. Now, if the situation is critical, like infidelity, or not critical, like your partner loaded the dishwasher in a different way than you would prefer that they loaded the dishwasher, We have to make a choice. And so after assessing the situation, you're going to choose which version of you leaves the bathroom and enters a conversation with your partner. If you're writing things down, my friends, this is pack. When tension is rising, make a pact with yourself, get in the bathroom, that's your pause, assess the situation, and choose which version of you is leaving that room. Calm, assertive, kind, or something else. But it's got to be a choice, and that's the beginning of self mastery, which is a whole other conversation. And here is our very last slide before free gifts. And this is the concept of takeoff and landing. Prior to the pandemic, many of us were in relationships where one or both partners actually left the home in a day, which meant that one or both of us returned home at some point. If you live with your partner, chances are that one of you nods off to sleep sometimes before the other, and perhaps one of you gets out of bed in the morning before the other. Every time we make company, that's called landing. Every time we part company, that's called takeoff. Now, if you've been feeling like a ghost in your relationship, then you know how this feels. You feel like, what's the point of coming home early? It's not like anybody put the phone down and came and gave me a hug or said hello or I love you or a kiss on the forehead or how was your day? You know what it feels like to be a ghost in your bed, where somebody comes in after you or before you and they're already sleeping and they leave without saying a word. And so the last thing I want you to take away today, my friends, is love is a choice. It does not always need to be something you're in the mood organically to do. It takes mere seconds to take off company with your partner and land company with love so that you and your partner can feel acknowledged, appreciated, cherished instead of ignored, invisible, disposable, and non existent. And so if there's tension in your home right now, just a little hug, just a quick kiss on the cheek, just a hello, goodbye, a sweet dreams, a good morning, these little things can make a huge difference. Now, as you can tell, I could share with you all day. I could share with you for weeks. And if you love the information and you want more, then I want to give you some free gifts. So here they are. The very first thing that is free from me to you is you can go to the website, theliftedlid.com, take a look at all of the 18 chapters in the book, which go over all 5 steps of the ideal love method and all 6 of the skills we covered today, plus some juicy bonus stuff. Choose the one that you and your partner need most right now. Send me off a text message and I will send you that absolutely for free. I want you to have it so that you can get out of stuck and into good again with your partner. The second gift that I have for you is 30 minutes, just you and me, or you together with your partner and me. We will hop on Zoom. You'll have the ability to have a real, proper, laser fast couples coaching session with me. You can send me a text to request your time, or you can go to theliftedlid.com and learn more about booking. But I actually prefer if you send me the text because then you could request a time that's not published on my availability calendar. And whether it is 6 in the morning, 8 o'clock at night, early on a Saturday, it's the month of love. And I know that for a lot of you, it's the month of sadness and pain because your relationship isn't where you want it to be. And it certainly isn't where you hoped it would be for Valentine's Day. So I'm here for you. I'm going to avail extra time in my schedule over the next few weeks to support you. I'm going to do an event recap, and then we're going to go into our live draw. Before I do the event recap, Ms. Gracie and her amazing team are going to put up some questions in the poll, and I'm going to ask if she can pop up all those questions for you right now, my friends. To the right of the screen you're seeing, where you see the chat, you want to click on event, and then below that, you'll be able to click on the poll. Gracie, because I can't see the stage, my dear, do we have those poll questions up?
Oh, I will have that up for you in 2 seconds. I am your eyes.
Thank you, my dear. And
Here's
we're
your
going to
first
give everyone.
Here's your first question. Should I read it for you?
Thank you. Yes.
Would relationship skills be beneficial to you and your partner? Yes, no, or maybe?
83% of our audience believes relationship skills to be beneficial. And yes, absolutely. Have you ever received professional help for your relationship? This is something where, you know, I wish more couples felt safe to get help because they could see it as fun, supportive, and something that puts them in a good mood. I hear, Gracie, from clients all the time that they tried couples therapy and there was crying and screaming, and then they had to go home in the same car. And that just breaks my heart because it causes this stigma or this fear around people getting help. I make sure in all my sessions with clients, you leave in a good mood. If you came in like this, I need you to leave here. And we don't open up a can of worms 5 minutes before the end of a session because then that just leaves people in a rough spot. This is amazing. 33% of our audience has had professional help in their relationship. Kudos to you, my friend. I acknowledge you for doing the brave step of deciding you could be better together as a couple and that you weren't going to get there alone. Kudos to you for getting that help. This next question it's interesting because many people don't. Do you have a happy couple mentor in your life? When I was 12 years old, I started a babysitting business. And I babysat for the same family every Saturday night for 5 years. They were my mentor couple because they were taking a date night every Saturday night, though they had 2 little kids, and I was, of course, the sitter. They were successful in their careers, but they weren't workaholics. They were healthy. They cooked together. They traveled individually and together. They had so much fun as a family. They went through cancer. They went through loss, but they were best friends. And for me, the way they were as a couple, they had disagreements, but they never swore at each other. They never called each other names. They talked openly. That for me is a mentor couple. It's somebody else that you can look to and say, I learned about good love from them. And the truth is, look at the data, Gracie. This is what I expected. 83% of our audience doesn't have a mentor couple.
Yeah.
And that's why it's not surprising that we don't have the skills to be great at love because who's teaching them to us if our parents aren't happy, if our grandparents weren't teaching us, if our best friend's marriage is falling apart, if the neighbor's having an affair, where do we learn good love from? And it's part of why I'm excited to pass the torch as a marriage mentor is I had this couple pouring into me 30 years ago as an
Yeah.
example that if you do the right things together, you can make a beautiful life. But it doesn't happen by accident. And are you open to reading a relationship help book? Awesome. And
We
Grace, you
can't.
just remind me, love, what's our last question?
This is our last question here. Would you like a free support session with Hailey?
Beautiful.
Yes.
I want my husband to come to a free support session. It's so funny. For those of you with us right now, and to you, Miss Gracie, when I was doing one of my certifications, I had to do a mock session, and I asked my husband to be the client, and we pretended we didn't know each other. So he was the client, and I was the coach, the empowerment coach. And it's
Uh-huh.
amazing when we take out our biases and we actually just show up with the intention to help somebody heal or advance. It's really easy to do. But most of the
Wow.
time, we let our intentions get in the way. All right. Really quick recap from today's event, and then we will do the live lottery. We talked a little bit about the ideal love method, which is to take inventory of your relationship, design the 2.0 version, eliminate the roadblocks, build out an action plan, which is one of my favorite things to help you with, and learn the 6 skills of happy couples, which we went through at high level today, all 6 of those skills plus 2 bonus ones. We talked about the 5 questions of shift. You can use these questions to move the needle when you're here and you want to be here. That goes from how it's now, how you would rather it be, what can be done about it, what are you willing to do about it, and the big one, what are you going to do about it, and who are you going to be about it in just the next 24 hours.
Can I share something with you?
Yes, for sure.
We have a comment from Susie, and she says, "Awesome job, Hailey. I love your style." And I love
Hmm.
the way Susie spells her name.
Thank you, Susie. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And thank you for sticking on to the draw because this is going to be juicy. I'm going to share with you in a moment what that's going to be. So, my friends, you got the 6 secrets of happy couples today: how to connect, apologize, negotiate, date each other. We didn't do too much on sex. We're going to leave that for a private conversation. We talked a little bit about how to pause tense situations, why requests are better than complaints, and when you and your partner take off company or land back together, make it count. Seal it with a hug or a kiss or hello. Don't let each other be ghosts in the same home. That's just an awful feeling to be somebody who feels invisible and alone, even though you have a partner. You know, you've got 2 free gifts, which is to choose your free chapter, book your free session, and a successful marriage or relationship requires falling in love many, many, many times over and over again, but with the same person. I love that quote. I hope you can tell from my heart to yours, I genuinely am here for you. I know that this is a tough week for a lot of couples, and it doesn't have to be this hard for much longer. There is a ton of relief. We're going to do our live lottery right now. Here's how it is going to work. You are going to win, well, you were supposed to win just a full hour relationship repair session with me, but I said, meh, it's Valentine's week. I'm giving you an hour and a half. You and your partner are going to have a chance to have me help you redesign your complete relationship. We're going to start that process. It's going to be so amazing. And here's what I want to share with you before we do the draw. There are a couple people who came through this session and already made some turnarounds in their relationship. Tanya says, thank you so much for spending time with us and giving us so much info. The tools you gave us really helped us to work on our relationship. So, like you, she won a free session. With only one session, we already have incredible hope for our future and have already applied a lot of your techniques. Mike was so impressed with our session. He said it's like you were reading his mind. Your energy and thoughtfulness was truly appreciated. Thank you so much. Here's a lady that attended 2 sessions before she wrote this. After just 2 intense sessions, we not only began reconnecting on a deep level, we started making love again. I can truly say we have never been happier or more in love. Hailey's methods are unique to any other marriage counselor, and she is the first person that was helpful for us. This is not therapy, it is better. And lastly, after 1 session, Tracy says, Hailey was very informative. She gave us the tools to learn how to communicate better. She's given us hope for our future, and the techniques she uses in her session really make sense to my partner and I. We recommend her to our friends and family. So here's your chance, my friends. Our amazing event team is going to put up a poll over. We are at 139 right now, and I invite you to please take the next 6 minutes and answer the poll. You will be answering questions so that you can win this incredible deep dive session with me. The data is going to help us select the couple that needs and deserves to win this the most. If you are really struggling in your relationship right now, we want you to be the winner because you deserve it. And if you're wondering what you're going to be getting, so Miss Gracie, you can pop up the poll while I'm chatting. The poll to enter this live lottery draw. If you are looking to the right of the screen, where you see event chat, just below that where you see the poll, you're going to have a chance to answer these questions and the winner will be notified by email today. Here's what you're getting, my friends: a deep dive session. You can choose to have it recorded if you'd like, so you can have it for playback and learning. You're going to get a thorough intake where you're going to have a chance to do so much soul searching on your relationship. And I'm going to spend my loving time coming up with solutions for you and your partner before we even get onto our Zoom call for your session. You're going to get real solutions for your specific problems that you can start using right away, and we will be building you an action plan of what to do about it. You're going to get so many tools and takeaways. You'll get handouts for any tool that we teach in your session. And you're really going to get a new chance to be finally happy together again and design the next level of your love. Now, here's why you want to enter to win. My hourly fee is $275, and I'm giving you an hour and a half deep dive relationship session. This is an incredible opportunity if you're really struggling in your relationship to work with somebody that you may or may not normally be hiring and get a chance to experience what my private clients do, which is a massive hug around you and your relationship, to be very caring about what's going on for you, very committed to what you want, and very practical about the solutions I'll give you for what you can do about it. So if you haven't done it already, please enter the poll. Now, I am hoping that you win the draw. I really and truly am hoping that you win the draw. And in 3 minutes, when we go to bathroom break, so you can empty your bladder, fill your cup, chat, whatever you want to do, I am hoping for the next 3 minutes that you fill out this poll and you do win the draw. But if you don't, I want you to know I'm still here for you. Of course, in my private practice at the Lift Lid, there are different ways that start at just $30 where you can choose something that is simple and affordable, or right up to my most exclusive programs. We'll figure out what's the right solution for you. Even if you don't win the big session, you can all get a 30-minute private session absolutely free as our gift to you for being here today. If you're looking for a simple tool for you and your partner, the book Happy Love is a great place to start. You can get it in paperback, ebook. You can also get your free chapter. And if you live anywhere near Toronto, you can come and see me for a personal signed copy. Of course, I also do private coaching and counseling for wonderful couples who are struggling, but know that with the right help, we can make it good again. My private coaching is a 90-day program where you graduate, you start on a particular day, you graduate 90 days later. If you don't have vows and want some, I will help you with that. And if you are married, I will help you with renewing your vows on your graduation day. This isn't lifelong therapy. This is a toolkit, a proven process, and a 3-month journey until you are spreading your wings, happy, in love again.
I just wanted to share a positive feedback from the audience. We have Lynn who says, oh, where's Lynn's comment? She says, excellent, Haley. Would love to purchase the book. So people are really enjoying your message and your program.
Thank you so much, Lynn. And if it's the Lynn that I'm thinking of, Lynn was actually at our wedding in Jamaica. She's so near and dear to my heart. And yes, we got to get you a book, my dear. Thank you. Uh, for my friends that I hope you win the draw. But if you don't and you do need support in your relationship, I also offer couples workshops. I offer a class called Fall in Love Again, and this class is for couples. Now, because we are in a pandemic, here's the great news. You can round up a handful of couples. You can all be in the comfort of your own home, and I will choose a custom date and run this class specifically for your group. If you get a handful of people to attend one of my paid classes, you get to attend for free. So if you need help in your relationship right now or your life, reach out to me and ask me about hosting a private event where your friends pay to attend, but you come for free because you're the organizer. And lastly, once the restrictions of the pandemic lift, I do offer a very loving and transformative destination all inclusive couples retreat where I take the two of you away. We spend a week together in separate rooms, of course, like you're in one room, I'm in a different room, and we will go through the complete 5-step process deeply for your relationship, especially restoring intimacy and deep healing of all trauma. We will practice all 6 skills, and you will be getting on that airplane going home totally more in love. But we have to wait for the pandemic on that one.
I have
Now,
another comment for you.
thank you, Miss Gracie.
And I believe this is coming from Lynn again. The old expression that it takes two is definitely 100% correct. However, I do know that I was the one who started the repair journey, and after a while, my husband joined in. So he caught up to her, and I'm proud of that. So
I
just start,
love that. Love that.
she says, so just start and keep it up. I now feel I'm so blessed. Anything that will help us continue to grow is always appreciated. I like that from Lynn because
I
I'm a
love
firm
that.
yeah, I'm a firm believer that there's no perfect relationship because there's no perfect person.
Exactly.
And there's always room for growth, always room for improvement as an individual as well as a unity.
It is so true, Miss Gracie. And Lynn, because I know you and love you and have watched your marriage, I take my hat off to you, because when we spoke recently, you said you guys have never been happier. And I remember the times when it wasn't that way. And you're right. It takes one brave person saying, I believe in us, and I'm willing to take steps for us. And I'm going to get the book and the podcast and the counselor and the coach and take the workshop. And I'm coming for both of us, even if you don't come with me. And when we take steps from the right place in the right direction, then partners who we're meant to stay with will follow along. And Lynn, you're such beautiful proof of that. So, Ms. Gracie, like a miracle, we are on time, my friends, and we are right now at the end of our live lottery segment, but we will keep it up for a few more minutes over the break. Right now, you have a chance to empty your bladder, fill your cup, take a lunch break. If you are in a couple and you are not a wedding industry professional or therapist or practitioner, you are welcome to come on back at 2:30 for Q&A. But if you are a professional and you are interested in learning about how to get certified in all these techniques so that you can teach them to other couples, then come on back at 2 o'clock and join us. Our second session is all about getting certified as a marriage mentor and how you could start helping the couples you already serve from your business, how you could start helping them also with their relationship. Why that's so important right now is in the pandemic, many folks in the wedding and event space have had to pivot their businesses dramatically. One way that you can still have revenue and still be top of mind to the couples that you serve is to make sure you're helping them with a happy relationship while you're waiting for planning their next special event. And since the fabulous Miss Gracie Jones from Opulent Events, this is her specialty, there are so many ways to pivot. And there will be a very exciting event coming up all about that in April. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. Make sure that you keep in touch with both Gracie and myself so that you'll hear about those great events. Gracie, I'm going to end my slideshow so that I can be with you on the stage. And folks, I will see you at 2 o'clock in the breakout session room, where we'll be talking about how you can help other couples with these amazing proven techniques. Huge welcome to our industry professionals who have chosen to learn more about how you can support couples in your business. So happy to be here with you. We will do this presentation quickly so that I can honor your time and do my best to get us complete for 2:30. So I'm going to pull up some slides, but before I do, if you'd like to leave a note in the chat and just let me know what is the business that you're in where you're supporting couples. That way I can tailor the message today to really be respectful to you and your profession. We are officially in our afternoon breakout session, and this is all about helping you to honor your call to help the couples you're already servicing in your business. I know that you are a heart-centered business owner who loves to make the difference that only you can make for the clients that you're serving. But I'll bet that if you've been working with couples all this time, you notice a few things. Sometimes you notice that there's struggle in their relationship, and you might be feeling worried for them before the big day if weddings is what you plan. If you're supporting people through other transitions, such as expanding their family, you might be feeling worried that this couple's already in so much stress. How are they going to make it through the next transition? And I'll bet that your heart is big enough that you've been wishing for a long time that you could give couples tools, simple, actionable, practical tools that work so that they learn how to be a wonderful couple and then become that wonderful couple. In case you weren't with us earlier today, my name is Hailey Patry, and I am your marriage mentor, true happiness coach, and the relationship repair specialist. Today, we're talking a little bit about marriage mentor certification so that you can use the proven methods that are covered both in the books and in my private practice, and you can start teaching those methods to your clients as well. Have you always wanted to help couples experience more love and connection together and have a healthier foundation for a lasting relationship? If that's you, you're in the right place. In your profession, do you work with couples right now, whether you're helping them with their big day, celebrating events, helping them in other capacities, or are you a therapist or practitioner that is working with individuals and have been longing to find techniques for supporting couples? Have you ever dreamed of making an even more profound difference in the lives of the couples that you work with? I trust that you practice excellence in your business and that you deliver amazing results and that you truly care about your clients. But up until now, you probably haven't had a system you could share with them for deepening the love they feel in their relationship, improving their communication. And if you feel called to learn more about this work, I'm excited that you're here. In late 2019, I decided it was time to share with the world by empowering other professionals my methods. These are methods that were lovingly created over more than 2 decades in my private practice. And it gives me great pleasure to talk with you about the possibility of equipping you with my entire body of work. My vision is to help 20 incredible professionals per category, just 20 across the world, to have this information and go out and support couples with love just as I go out and support couples with love. I can't help everyone, just me. And in order for me to really put my head on the pillow at night and feel like the world's going to be a better place for the next generation, there needs to be more of us that are equipped with the skills and go out and teach and help couples have what it takes to be successful together. These skills are not taught in schools. They are often not taught in marriage preparation. They are certainly not taught to couples who aren't getting married. And it's a dying art of this relationship skill teaching that's time to revitalize. So, what's included in the Marriage Mentor certification is the complete toolkit. Every document, handout, process, training mechanism required to deliver the 5 step ideal love method, as well as the 6 skills of happy couples, plus many additional tools. Getting certified as a marriage mentor is the perfect solution for you as a heart centered business owner who's already working with couples, but now's the time to serve them in a deeper way. You'll get to continue focusing on your plan A business, specializing in what you specialize in, but you can add this service in as a way to round things out, especially as we go through this pandemic. Many event venues have closed. Businesses that want to open aren't allowed to. Couples that want to plan events haven't been allowed to plan them, or certainly they haven't been allowed to plan them in the way that they wanted to. Many professionals, especially in the wedding and relationship space, have been struggling. Do you know what else is happening? Many couples are struggling. Divorce rates are rising, domestic violence is rising, and so it's a bit of a perfect storm for us to come together, collaborate, and work together so that while you need to perhaps pivot in your business, safeguard your revenue, and have some virtual earning potential, at the same time, while so many couples are struggling, you have the ability now to throw them that lifeline and give them something that's going to help them heal, thrive, and be happier together than they otherwise could possibly be. Some good news I want to share about the process. Well, it took me over 2 decades to develop. And while it has been shared with, the techniques have been shared with hundreds of thousands of people, you get to learn the entire process in just 16 in class hours, which can be done on a weekend, 2 8-hour days, or it can be split up throughout a week. It isn't a lengthy process, but it is a thorough process to help you get certified in teaching these methods. You also get to have practicum demonstration. We will co-lead workshops together. And as I go through the presentation, you'll see that it includes an entire year of support to help you weave in marriage mentor techniques, happy love techniques, relationship saving techniques into your existing practice. So let's figure out if this is for you or not. Well, becoming certified as a marriage mentor is for you if it pains you when a couple is having a hard time and you wish you could help, but you just don't have the tools yet to do so. This is for you if you believe in the power of marriage or relationship preparation classes and you wish that all couples were taking them. And you are excited about the thought of becoming the teacher who's teaching them. It's never too late to teach a couple how to be great together, even after they've gone through challenging times. But you also know it's never too soon to help a couple. You probably believe, like I do, that an ounce of prevention is worth more than a pound of the cure. And you would rather set happy couples up with the skills to stay happy rather than wait until couples are having failing and challenging times together. And ultimately, you believe in giving couples tools to be successful together. You're not one of those let's wait and see people, let's see if they sink or swim. You want to give people the best chance to succeed and to win in this thing called life and this thing called love. Ultimately, like me, you're going to want to help people love and live happily ever after. So here's what Marriage Mentor Certification is. It's going to get you certified in the methods such as the 5-step ideal method and the 6 secret skills of happy couples. And it's going to allow you to safely be the teacher of, the facilitator for, the deliverer of those trainings, tools, and techniques for couples, whether you want to do that one-to-one, small group, large group, in person, or virtual. There are very few limits to the possibilities of what you can create with your marriage mentor certification. You will be working with healthy couples, meaning because you aren't becoming a psychologist, psychiatrist, psychotherapist, social worker, etc., I'm not wanting to throw you into the fire. We're not going to have you working with couples that are going through extreme trauma, dealing with extreme mental health challenges. You want to work with healthy couples who are dealing with some challenges, but not the major challenges that it would be best for a trained professional to work with those clients. And I'm going to share with you a little bit later how you can do that and still receive revenue. You're going to be able to work privately with your clients, group settings. You're going to be able to run workshops, and we'll go into some of the ways that you can do that. But first, I want to share what this is not. Getting certified as a marriage mentor is not going to qualify you to do counseling and to work with situations that you'll know right away need additional levels of support. The intention is to help you feel empowered so that you can then empower other couples when they're transitioning from dating to engaged, engaged to married, not living together to living together, no children to having a baby, two families to a blended family. Anytime a couple is transitioning is a great time for you to teach them the techniques as part of the marriage mentor certification. You will be able to teach them practical skills, tools, and processes to enhance their relationship. Let's look at this as a journey and a partnership together. I want you to have for yourself, if it's been a lifelong calling to help couples, I want you to finally have a proven process that you don't have to reinvent or redesign. You can hand on that tool, just like I quote the work of Dr. Gary Chapman and the 5 love languages. I could easily create my own love style quiz. I could easily create my own version of it, but why water it down or change it when it's already working so well? I would rather refer people to use his system and that work. And so, what you and I can create together is this beautiful dance where you'll teach the couples, you'll teach them the skills, you'll give them the tools, you'll give them the support. And when you realize that you're in deep, this is a couple that is dealing with trauma. Maybe there's addiction, maybe there's depression, maybe there's infidelity. That's where we will become partners. And if your clients need actual counseling and coaching to go through the traumatic challenges, we'll have a working relationship where I'll support your clients and you'll receive 10% of all of that coaching and counseling revenue. This creates yet another level of potential income for you in your business. And so, if it's a little tougher to plan events right now or do your Plan A service, you can have revenue when you spend your time supporting your couples, teaching them. You can also receive revenue when I spend my time if they need counseling and additional support going forward. Ultimately, we want to create multiple layers of value for your clients and multiple layers of revenue for you. I have a dream, my friends, and that is that every newly engaged, newly expecting, and even newly dating couple will get this marriage altering and relationship enhancing, future protecting material into their hands not after they're going through a terrible time, but before those challenges arrive. And my hope is that you will be the one to teach it to them. I don't need to be the person on stage or the podcast or the interview or the show or the workshop. Nothing would warm my heart more than to be in an audience when you're the person on stage, supporting you as you step into being the facilitator, the speaker, the teacher of these methods. We have a mission, and that is to help couples be successful in their relationships together, enjoy being together, have good communication together, have healthy trust together, wonderful love lives. And I can't do it alone. So if you are passionate about helping couples, then you are worth investing in for this additional qualification. It's a chance for you to take your business to the next level in the way that you support couples and to stand out amongst your peers. It's a chance for you to help couples in ways that you've only imagined, but you previously didn't know how to do. I want you to imagine the next time that you're at an in person wedding industry conference or the next time you're at a virtual event industry conference. I want you to imagine knowing that there are hundreds and possibly thousands of other attendees there. And chances are that in that room, you'd be the one person who's trained on how to deliver relationship or marriage preparation classes, setting couples up with the techniques to be happy in love together. Because the truth is, some couples, if they do get married religiously, might attend a marriage class from a religious figure who might not in actual life be married. And so training can fall short when it doesn't come from a place of empathy, experience, and understanding. As a happily married mom, as a person who's come from a first marriage that wasn't happy and have built a second marriage that is using these techniques, these methods are authentic because I use them even on myself and they work. And if you are a wedding industry pro and in a relationship, you're going to get the benefit of these tools working in your own home, in your own relationship. Coming up in a moment, I'm going to share a story with you of the first ever certified wedding planner who got certified as a marriage planner. During the process of her certification, she ended up getting engaged to her partner of 8 years, and she was waiting a long time for that commitment. During the time, they went through struggle in their relationship, and the very techniques that I was teaching her so she could teach them to couples, those very same techniques are what helped them in their own relationship to be solid. So if you become certified as a marriage mentor, you will get the double benefit. Not only will you be equipped for life to help other couples, you will be equipped for life to help yourself in all the relationships that you're in, which is a beautiful thing. I hope that you will follow your heart and take the next step today. And that is to just book a 30-minute complimentary call where you and I can get on the phone and talk. I'd love to learn more about your business, about your calling to help couples, and we'll see together if this is a good fit for you. Does it make sense for your business? Does it make sense for your business right now? Is it going to be a good fit with the clients you're serving? We can have a friendly, open dialogue around whether weaving in marriage mentor certification in your current business is a beautiful recipe for success, or perhaps we might find out that it isn't the best time and it isn't the perfect fit. One thing you can count on me for is to always give it to you straight. If I don't think that it's going to be the best business decision you've made in a long time, I will tell you that. Now, I apologize. I know that these words fill the entire screen, but I wanted to share this story with you. Stephanie is the very first ever certified wedding planner who got certified as a marriage planner. It was her commitment not to just help couples have beautiful weddings, but to help them have extraordinary marriages. And you will get the recording, the slide deck from today. I hope you'll actually read her story because in the time that we worked together, not only did she get certified, not only did she come up with a plan to bring in 42,000 more dollars per year into her business, not only did these techniques help her save her relationship and get engaged, but it was pre-pandemic. Imagine how fortunate she felt knowing that right before the event industry shut down, she had a tool that she could still sell to support couples for revenue when events were all up in the air. So Stephanie is very near and dear to my heart as the first, and I hope you'll take some time to read her story after. So let's talk about the realities of becoming certified. It is an investment in love and it is an investment in you. It's an investment, a financial investment, a small time investment to unlock a future potential where you can have an additional offering, you can have recession proof revenue, but most importantly, you can be part of the solution instead of the problem. The statistics are not great for how many couples deal with infidelity, what the divorce rate is, what the percentages are of happy couples. And they're so grim, we don't even need to talk about them right now. You know that those statistics are sad. So, the greatest thing that you can do, that we can do collectively, is be part of the solution. Help couples to be successful in their love relationships together. And that's it. So, here's what it will take. From my heart to yours, I hope that if you get chosen, if we spend some time on the phone and if we jointly decide that this is a good fit for you, I want you to feel extremely fortunate to have this rare opportunity. My intention is to only certify 20 people globally per profession. That means just 20 wedding planners in the world, just 20 birth doulas with these techniques. That way, I can deliver to you all year long a high level of ongoing support to help you weave in your couples offering into your existing business. 20 in the world means you'll almost always be the only person in a room who has this certification, this unique branding, and can stand out as somebody who doesn't just say they care about couples, you are trained to care for couples. Over the past 2 decades, my friends, as I developed this material, I invested over $200,000 in training and coaching to create what's now my body of work, and I want to hand you the keys to my whole body of work. The good news for you is you don't have to go through all the tweaks and trying and failing and learning and traveling and studying. And you're going to be able to get trained in just 16 in class hours, plus a month of deep, deep, deep support. We'll co lead some workshops together. And you're going to have the keys to this entire system that has been life altering and relationship enhancing for countless other couples. Rather than matching the investment that I've put into it, the tuition for being certified as a marriage mentor is just $10,000, not the 200,000 plus that I spent and the 20 years plus, but one weekend of your life. $10,000 to add in an entire new branch into your existing business, an entire new offering to support the world with. As I mentioned, our first ever certified marriage planner decided that she would come up with an action plan, how we were going to weave this into her business, because we wanted to make sure that she could recoup her investment. So if you are considering saying yes to love, yes to you, and yes to the certification, you and I will have a business coaching call to make sure that we can take your $10,000 investment in the tuition and multiply that many factors in your business. So for Stephanie, the way she looked at it, a $10,000 investment in education pales in comparison to the $42,000 plan for her first year and the impact she feels called to make with couples in this world. What's included in your tuition is 16 hours in class with me as your teacher, 4 hours of co-facilitating for your practicum, 30 days of intense support, a full year of ongoing support, a complete binder with the full certification curriculum, a Google Drive filled with all the tools, all the worksheets, all the downloads, which is updated ongoingly, digital access to use and reproduce all the material, as well as a professional certificate so that you can be branded as a marriage mentor or a title of your choice. I will attend the first two workshops that you teach if we schedule them together and we cover those logistics because I want to be there to support you as you fly. I will assist you from a business coaching standpoint in how to incorporate this new offering into your existing business. I will help you develop your action plan. We will come up with your revenue model, and I will be here for you every step of the way. In closing, my friends, I'm here for you. I can't wait to unlock your potential and your ability to confidently teach couples how to be their best. Together, certifying you as a marriage mentor, sharing these methods with couples in the world, we can make the dream possible. And that is that for all couples deserving to have the right support at the start. Let's get preventative couples training out into the world so we don't have to wait till people are in pain and need to be in couples counseling to give them the methods. Let's give it to them early on. After all, very few of us are taught relationship skills, and that's why very few of us are happy in relationships. But it doesn't have to be this way. With the Ideal Love Method and the 6 secret skills of happy couples, plus all the other gems we didn't talk about today that's included in the program, being happy in love is an expected outcome and not just a wish. My mission is to bring more love and joy to the world, and from the bottom of my heart, I hope that you will join me on this mission. I have only one ask for you today, and that is follow your heart if you feel called to. If you've been waiting for a way to help the couples you already serve in a deeper, deeper way and actually give them tools that will change the way their relationship outcomes look in the most beautiful way, then you only have one action to take, and that is to book a complimentary 30-minute call with me. And we'll just have an open dialogue and we'll see if it's a good fit for you, if it's a good fit for now, and if we should move forward or we should move forward as business friends. So please send a text message to 1416-797-5856 to request to schedule. And all I can say is I appreciate you. I am here for you. Couples are in trouble. Couples need us. I can't do it alone, and I hope you'll come on this journey with me.